Alright, folks. So, as you can see by the title, you already know what this video is going to be about. About a former WWE wrestler known as CM Punk, but, his real name obviously is known as CM Punk. It's Bill Brooks. And, Bill Brooks has officially been signed by Ultimate Fighting Championship, otherwise known as UFC. Obviously this isn't the first time that you've had, a former wrestler or a former MMA fighter go into professional wrestling. Basically, this isn't the first time you've ever had the exchange, I guess you could say, between, MMA and professional wrestling. You have, you had Impact Wrestling, you have TNA, or, you have Bobby Lashley. He was their, TNA World Champion for a while, and then he was doing Bellator. I know there's Bellator and UFC are two separate things. UFC's big time, and Bellator's like, I know that before anyone just goes at me saying that. Okay. Now, granted, despite myself knowing that, I wouldn't say that I'm an occasional UFC fan, because I watch fight every once in a while. I'm not like I'm a die-hard UFC fan or MMA fan that has to watch every goddamn fight or every freaking pay-per-view. But I check in every once in a while, occasionally, and I'll admit, when a certain former UFC champion named Brock Lesnar basically did what CM Punk, aka Bill Brooks, is doing right now, in simply basically moving from professional wrestling to, MMA, ultimate fighting. I'll admit, I didn't know what the hell UFC was when Brock entered UFC. When I was Brock Lesnar, what the hell happened to him? Yeah, I mean, I knew he got cut by the Minnesota Vikings because I still am a diehard football fan. So I'm like, okay, what happened to Brock? Brock obviously became a UFC World Champion within like that, basically. So I'm like, okay, it's the way it caught in. I watched some of his fights. They weren't the best fights in the world. Obviously, it was pretty hyped because transitioning from, Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Entertainment to, again, fighting in the octagon, fighting real fights. So that was kind of interesting to see. And now you have CM Punk doing it. And now, for me, I can't picture Bill Brooks doing this. Now, obviously, he's going to do it. The guy signed a freaking multi-fight deal with Dana White. By the way, Vince, you still think UFC is not a competition? Okay. But anywho, saying that, I can't picture him. Now, of course he's going to fight, obviously. He's going to fight. But it's hard for me to picture him fighting. Now, granted, obviously he's not going to be facing guys that are like 300 and freaking like 95 pounds or something ridiculous, like a heavyweight, because he's gonna get killed. You see how small, lengthy CM Punk, Bill Brooks is? I think freaking Brock Lesnar was all like, ugh. That's freaking Bill Brooks. You walk down the street, if you weren't a wrestling fan, you just picture he's like an ordinary guy. Oh, it's a guy, that guy. Or you just won't say hi to him. Brock Lesnar, you see him walk by, it's like, holy shit, that guy's huge. What is he doing? Freaking, is he a bodybuilder? Is he a wrestler? Is he a football player? What the hell's going on here? Maybe he's an ultimate fighter. It's just, for me personally, it's hard to picture. Now, I know a lot of, wrestlers enjoy ultimate fighting. I know Undertaker, Taker likes it. I don't know, God, aka appreciates it. I know Angle watches and likes UFC. I know Dario, obviously. So, you have, your guys who, occasionally watch, and the vice versa the other way. I mean, one of the more popular Ultimate Fighter, obviously the most popular woman fighter, Ronda Rousey, is a huge wrestling fan. She always praises and she always loves watching WWE. And tonight, she tweeted on her Twitter account, talking about how she's excited to see CM Punk, trying, Ultimate Fight Championship. Now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and pretending that this is going to be the greatest thing of all time, because for all we know, this could be a freaking flop. Because, again, we don't know how good he is. Could he be good? Yeah, he could be good. He could be good. He could suck too. You don't know what you're gonna get when it comes to CM Punk, Phil Brooks, when it comes to actual fighting. Because I can't picture him actually fighting again. For the last time I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna have to picture it because it's gonna happen next year in 2015. It's just gonna be hard for me personally to try to picture him as a wrestling fan. And I know people are saying, well, do you feel the same way with Brock Lesnar? Yeah. Hell, it felt weird seeing Brock Lesnar be freaking preseason for the Minnesota Vikings. I was like, this is different, alright, but I accepted it. And I'm not saying I'm not going to accept this, but hey, I'm going to accept it. If Phil Brooks wants to be happy and go in the octagon and obviously still be married to a 12-year-old looking Miss April Brooks, then go ahead, knock yourself out. No pun intended for saying that too either. Seriously, if he wants to be happy, and he looked happy, with doing, talking with Dana White and whatnot, good, he's happy. Good for him. I said this on, Chase's podcast last week. Talking about how, if he's happy, good for him. Glad to know he's happy. Never been a huge fan of his, but, if you want to be happy, be happy. Anyhow, it's just gonna be weird, I don't know, and people also say, oh, well, because of, Brock Lesnar, his deal expires, ends, around WrestleMania time, and does this mean Brock's going back to UFC, and is he gonna face CM Punk? Yeah, CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar in the octagon, man. That is like the freaking typical, ultimate, die-hard internet wrestling fan thing to say right there. That a real fight, that involves two former wrestlers facing. I mean, people were saying this about like what, like a year ago, when Batista was doing his little, MMA thing. Well, MMA, is Batista gonna face Bobby Lashley in like an MMA fight, man? Like, I remember back in the day when UFC was starting to become popular, when freaking, God, what was his face? Oh my God, Kimbo Slice. You guys remember Kimbo Slice? Oh man, you see his YouTube video. Man, this guy's a badass. He's gonna kick ass, man. I can't wait to see him. And then he gets knocked out by freaking some little midget within like 11 seconds. It wasn't even scheduled to face him to begin with. Because I think the guy he was facing with had to like postpone. I don't know why he had to postpone, but they never. I forget why he got postponed. Anywho, he got his butt kicked by a little midget within like 10 seconds. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that goes zero. Kimbo Slice's career. I'm not great. I'm not saying that freaking Phil Brooks is gonna get the Kimbo Slice career. I'm just saying anything can happen with the UFC. Anyways, this video is a little bit too long. I apologize. So what you guys think? What do you guys think? Phil Brooks, CM Punk, UFC fighting in the octagon. Interesting.